Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Roundtable 2 Qualifier Tournament. My name is Taikani, and joining me here today is Chillier Pear. Chillier, how are you doing?
Good afternoon. Made it just in time, almost skipping out on a bit of this fantastic match we got ahead of us here. I am looking forward to this. It's going to be the first matches of the weekend I'm catching here, and I've seen some good stuff from the first ones.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the bracket here, we've seen that Enri won the first match 6-3 over Demonical. The only match to happen so far, and the only one of 2 matches to happen today.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of matches ahead of us this weekend, of course, coming out with our top 16 from qualifiers. This is, you know, pretty much the best of the best that we got here coming out for the start of the weekend. Of course, everyone looking for that first place finish, grabbing the first spot in the tournament. That's what the main bracket is going to be here, and matches strewn throughout the weekend. You know, I think we've got a lot of big contenders here, some performances that were kind of expected and unexpected from qualifiers, and now we're gonna see everyone get to show off the fruits of their efforts in presenting the best that they have on this new pool here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's move to the stats. Let's look at the players a little bit more for the Zooty versus Reedkatt match. So first up, we have xootynator and her beautiful 18 PP score on Electric Angel Easy Diff. A very classic aim and hidden player. You know, someone who is absolutely like such a huge contender in a lot of people's minds to qualify for the roundtable at this tournament. Someone to absolutely be scared of. You know, she's so good at aim, she's so good at hidden, and all of these different things. But up against Reedkatt. Reedkatt, maybe a little bit of a dark horse in some people's minds, even though, you know, a champion of Corsace Open and Perennial throughout 2022. Such a very good Hard Rock player, fairly good at hidden as well. I'm not sure about how good he is against xootynator, though.
Well, you know, I think xootynator and Reedkatt kind of sitting in the same realm here. You know, when you think of these two players, xootynator is pretty much the quintessential Canadian player at this point. She has made it through pretty much all of the hardest tournaments you could possibly think of the year. She has easily performed, you know, she got second place in North America tournament 2 years in a row now. And then, you know, you've got Reedkatt, who is kind of this like open rank team tournament ultra buff for every team that he plays on. A fantastic stream and hard rock player, great at mechanics overall, has, you know, a little bit of that tech ability inside as well, but there is some good stuff out of both of them here. Of course, you know, I think we're looking at 2 of what I think are some of the strongest players that have qualified for this tournament. So you know, between the 2 of them, it really is hard to pick a winner between them before we kind of see what happens as they get into the pool.
Absolutely. Now, they actually started playing a map while we were talking about the stats.
Well, I guess it's good to give them a little recap. Maybe you know, you get the first map of the match. Sometimes you shake off a bit of the nerves, maybe get your aim and tapping set up for the match. So maybe giving them this little grace period to get things locked in. As of right now, it looks like xootynator's pretty locked into the start of our hidden 2 here on Eden. On that double S at the beginning here. Definitely something she's known for, this hidden aim, you know, pretty much at all ARs that you can think of. This is what Reed is good at. Reed kind of tries to stay away from the lower approach ratings as much as possible, but this is definitely going to be a good start for her.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the last time these 2 played was at Circle Circuit Championship, where Reed actually banned Hidden 2 going into Zooty, so Zooty just immediately had that pick unlocked, ready to go.
Well, I think that without, you know, kind of filling stereotypes of what players generally pick, I think everyone pins Zooty as the hidden player. You know, you kind of sometimes like to separate, you know, low air players, but xootynator's gonna find a miss, actually, as I'm about to start singing her praises on hidden aim maps. Kind of under-aiming one of the sliders. They're gonna give Reedkatt an avenue back into this map here, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. He still does have the time. It's about a 100k difference. But it's not too much for Reed. We are getting into a slower part before the guitar solo as well. So it's just up to Reed to see if he can hold to come back against xootynator here.
Very high-skilled aim player. Gonna drop a couple hundreds on the stream here. Not gonna find a miss, though. A little bit of uncertainty as to the starting point of that one. Both looking pretty good. It really is just that one miss on xootynator right now doing the damage. She is building up combo, and actually the accuracy that she has right now is going to be giving her a lot of leeway in the score. You can see still a 50,000 difference with a quarter of the way left in the map, despite being about 400 combo down on what Reed's but it won't be enough into the ending, into the slow part.
Yeah, here we go. The last Ki about to start here. Reedkatt at 800 combo, and you're seeing that score gap close up. It's just about a 10k difference now.
Oh, and there's the miss from Reed just in time. xootynator trades it, though. It's going to be a 20,000 score difference between the two of them, but xootynator's accuracy is going to hold her up at the ending. Reed just barely giving it away before the score lead goes back. And Zooty's going to be able to hold this one down by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think I expected that into the ending, and that's going to be xootynator closing out her opening pick just barely into the ending there. It's going to be about a 24,000 score difference between the two of them. Just the one miss, one slider break. And that accuracy difference for Reedkatt, man, that did all the damage in the world right there. Over 3% AC, lower. And xootynator just barely.
It could have been so different if it were just for a little bit better AC on Reed. We saw, 200 higher combo. It's not like the combo was super close. If Reed just had the better AC there, it would have been a Reed point. That's how close that pick was. Maybe not the best, look for xootynator when she's going into this and she's like, well, I don't know. I did kind of almost lose hidden two. There's a little bit of a confidence shake right there.
Yeah, I think you hit these upper-level tournament players. We've got a whole breadth of players in here. Most of them fairly experienced, and I think, once you hit this very consistent high level of tournament play, it's easy to be comfortable with, how your picks are going and, maybe making some of these close because you expect your opponent to be playing well. Reedkatt is a very highly skilled player, especially on a hidden two that is fairly aim-oriented. It's not super unexpected to see some uncertainties there. We're going to get a chance to look at the bans a little bit here as well. It's going to be a hidden 3 ban for Reedkatt, understandably, and a DT2 ban out of xootynator. I think, the speed coming out and the stamina for Reedkatt's a big advantage, and he knows it. He's going to go right back into the DT3. I think a lot of people, for those of you who have seen DICE or haven't seen DICE, very mechanically focused, higher BPM map, pretty, basic in terms of mechanics. You're not looking at a whole lot of finger control here, nothing too crazy. This is kind of your jump and burst DT map, which Reedkatt is certainly a highly skilled player at. xootynator, pretty, good at that high BPM aim, though it really is just the longer bouts of stamina where she starts to kind of lose a little bit of traction here. But at this level, I think I'm expecting both of these players to be able to put up some sort of, high 600K maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't particularly count Zooty out on maps like this anymore. Maybe I would have last year, but we've seen a lot of improvement from her in the recent months. I wouldn't say this is a surefire Reedkatt win.
It's going to be a close one. I think if there was anything in this pool that Reedkatt was more comfortable on, it's going to be something like this. And, if you're in Reedkatt's shoes, you just lost the hidden 2 pick with a significant combo advantage over xootynator. It was really the accuracy that took him down on that one. So, you go into a DT3 where you might be able to match the combo of your opponent. Reedkatt knows that he's going to be able to put a better accuracy on something like this. That's kind of all the reason why he lost the previous pick. You're going in through this and trying to make it work for the sake of what you're going into in this match. And both of these players have a significant amount of information about the other one, so it's a good opportunity for them to kind of get their bearings in this match. But looking good for both players so far.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 FCs on the board. Reedkatt with a slight AC advantage, giving him the lead for now.
Looking good at the start here again. He's going to drop a couple hundreds here. xootynator's going to be able to recover from that early 94% as we approach the halfway point. Still a Reedkatt advantage right now. We're going to get into one more Ki, and there's actually going to be a slow section after this, so we're going to get some high-intensity base, doubles and triples here. And then afterwards, maybe the player's getting a chance to see the scoreboard a little bit here. Coming into the last couple sections of it, big triples here into the burst. Bit of a refrain section here. And And now we come into the guitar solo. See what happens with both players. Still holding strong. Accuracy advantage in Reedkatt's favor just barely right now. It's not enough for him to feel secure in this, but xootynator's going to be taking it back here. That's how close this is. And Reedkatt's going to find a miss on absolutely nothing before the pause. It's all xootynator.
You could see he was getting uncomfortable in the guitar solo. You saw a lot of 100s come out. You saw the act advantage slightly go to xootynator, and then just that break, that culmination of the unfortunate uncomfortability on that section. xootynator taking it away now, over 100k lead already.
It's going to go away so quickly. This 1.2 million maximum score on this Reedkatt missing in the most unfortunate spot possible. And that's got to be absolutely crushing. Couple jitters on these triples at the ending. Maybe not entirely comfortable here. He's going to find another miss into the ending, which would have secured it nonetheless. xootynator holding the combo into the finish, looking to push that 97% accuracy, and that's going to be all she wrote. xootynator bringing it into the finish with the full combo, 96.6% accuracy. She's cooking at the start of the match. It is 2-0 in favor of xootynator. Now going on to her next pick.
Yeah, absolutely impressive for her. A bit of confidence now that she can have. She has that safety. She has that first break point along with winning her first pick.
So the question is now, what do you do if you're Reedkatt? You are now down 2 picks. xootynator is going to be going in for the 4th hidden pick here. It's going to be the DJ Norican. Turn it up. Reedkatt, clearly an aversion towards hidden in this match, understandably so. Again, we talk without being redundant about xootynator and how proficient she is at the hidden mod pool here. Reedkatt, again, he's just looking for that one inlet to this match right now. Zooty is on a roll lately. Setting a couple new top plays, really consistent across tournaments so far. It's showing at the beginning here, you know, this match is certainly not over yet, though. We've got 4 picks left that she has to go through before even, you know, winning the match, let alone being halfway through here. Of course, in a best of 11, you need those full 6 picks to win here in the points. Reedkatt has the time. He's only down the 1 break point on the previous pick. It didn't look too good, but on a map like that with that 1 miss, it's all the score difference here. Another 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Big consistency on the hidden here. You got to be able to hold your combo for a very extended period of time, longer than the previous 2 picks that we've seen as well. And if we know anything about both of these players, they're pretty consistency-oriented, long map players, very good at holding combo for extended periods of time, 5+ minutes. So this is well within their wheelhouse. But xootynator being on her pick and in her skill set, this is where she is going to want to pick up another point, secure that break point here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Reedkatt did ban Hidden 3, which is the other hidden tech map, so I think for Zooty, it's mostly just capitalizing off of that ban from Reedkatt.
Well, the consolidated break point is always a big point in that match there. It really does force Reedkatt into an uncomfortable situation. As of right now, it's still sitting fairly even. You know, it's undesirable, but I think Reedkatt is going to have to tough it out through these early hidden picks here. xootynator's going to have a lot of her skill set available. You can only get so much out of the bans at the start of this match here. So toughing it out through these early picks and then maybe making it to the more mechanically favored picks towards the ending is going to be a good opportunity there. Right now into the accelerating space bits here into some of these longer sliders here. Again, we talked about Reedkatt being a fairly proficient tech player here. It really is just the difference of the hidden. And it's going to be a couple misses for Reedkatt, misaiming these doubles, just going a little bit too far over, leaving these. And there's more misses there. xootynator just looking so calm, cool, collected here. Very comfortable on this style of map. Very little slider ends dropped in accuracy. This is her style of map.
And you're looking at it, Zooty still has an FC. Now, this is a fairly long map in relative terms, so Reedkatt definitely does have time to come back, but it matters if Zooty breaks anytime soon, and going into a slow section, I'm not quite sure she will.
Yeah, we've got a couple of these shorter sliders coming in here, a little bit lower intensity for what we've seen thus far, getting shorter. A couple back and forth jumps here. Looking good so far, though, for both sides since those early breaks from Reedkatt. We're going to get into a little bit of a pause after this buzz slider here. Now we're gonna go into some free combo. I say free, I'll put some air quotes around that. We shouldn't see any breaks on this section here unless one of these players maybe looks away from their screen here. We're going to build right back up into it. Reedkatt's going to miss-aim the last notes of both of those quints. And continuously, actually, in this section, there's just so many breaks here coming out of Reedkatt. You know, unfortunately for him, it doesn't matter too much with xootynator's combo, but this is really not the section you can be afford to having breaks in for Reedkatt here.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when xootynator has such high combos she does. I really don't know for this pick if Reedkatt can make it back on the last Ki.
With the combo on xootynator right now and almost a 300,000 score lead coming into the last quarter of the map, I'm with you on that one. There really is not a whole lot that can happen here. And xootynator and Reedkatt both hit the big space stream there. We're going to come into the last drop of the song here, one cut stream. We're going to go into a little bit of flow aim here. Got a lot of circular flow in this ending pattern here, really just going into something similar to what we saw at the beginning. Different part of the song here. And it's still 99.2 for xootynator. Going into the last section, her consistency is showing through in waves right now. What we talked about, these really long extended picks here, 4.5 minutes coming through. Reedkatt trying to put up some combo at the ending, some way of getting back some score here, but it is far too little, too late. xootynator so consistent, and we're going to come into the last section of the map right now, barring any shakes and buzz slider breaks. An absolutely stellar performance from xootynator, looking at two magnificent picks in a row here, going to be pulling out Reedkatt's and the consolidated breakpoint on her own. Once again, into the finish, 99.2 for xootynator. She's pulling out the 1 million plus score. There's that consistency. There is that confidence. Everything coming into play for xootynator here. Reedkatt just getting absolutely shut out on that one.
Yeah, we talk about it. Maybe a candidate for one of the best players in the world if she isn't already. 1 million twice, once on Reedkatt's map, now on her own. And going into Reedkatt's pick, he has every right to be scared now. Zooty is looking terrifying today.
So what are your thoughts on, Reedkatt's future picks here? We see this a lot of times. You go down these couple breakpoints at the beginning, and it really does look like a worse scenario than it is, but what are your thoughts on what might be going through Reedkatt's head right now, being down 3-0?
I think his best option would actually be to pivot off of speed. I don't think he's going to win speed on xootynator today. She's looking so good on it that I would say go with your personal comfort, play hard rock, and just hope she breaks. I really don't see a reality where Reedkatt keeps picking speed and Zooty wins off of it. We are going to see Reedkatt goes for DT4.
Pretty gimmick-favored DT map here coming out. It's going to be Ascended's XL diff on the AJT set of XS. This is definitely something that both of these players have an opportunity to play on fairly well here. Interesting to see Reedkatt go for something this high AR at the 9.2. Sometimes it really is hard to imagine him playing at these higher ARs with xootynator likewise, but, it shouldn't be that much of an issue. It really is the mapping style on this that is going to be giving these players some trouble on this pick here. All right. Predictions for first breaks on this one. Is it going to be a slider break or a miss?
That's a great question. Let me flip a coin.
Oh, all right. Let's see. The coin will decide. Let's go.
It's a slider break.
It's a slider break. All right. I can see it. XS slider break on the gimmick DT. Let's see what happens here at the start. xootynator hitting the question mark right at the start of the map. She's questioning something. I don't know if it's the pick or her ability to play it, but these huge circles really give you a sense of how gimmicky this map is. We talk about gimmick DTs, and this really is up at the higher level. We talk about slider breaks or misses because it's so easy to lose focus on these massive circles. You get so confident with this, but the sliders come at you quickly as well. It's easy to just under or over aim it. Both players are going to be pretty confident at the beginning. We're going to get into the more difficult parts of the maps where it kind of splits to both sides of the screen. This is really a dangerous part of the map. And it's xootynator!
Now it's Reedkatt with the combo, with the Ack, holding that advantage, exactly what he wanted. And this map is really short. We're already at 200k for Reedkatt. Zooty has every right to be scared right now as Reedkatt has finally found some form of footing, but he has to hold.
I think we might have called it too. I think xootynator might have had the first break on the slider. Reedkatt is going to find a miss there, still at 97% Ack though. That 2% Ack lead going to be doing him some favors. Unlike earlier, xootynator and Reedkatt continuing to trade misses back and forth right now. And Reedkatt's aim looking pretty crisp on these cross-screen cuts.
And those trades benefit Reedkatt more than they do Zooty. Zooty needs to build up her combo, but there it is. Reedkatt breaking on that Ki. Zooty does have the combo difference now. It's going to be a close one.
Got a quarter of the way left to go in the map. It's about 140 combo lead for xootynator right now. She's got some score to make up here. It's about 80,000 difference between the two of them. She's looking good into the ending here, but Reedkatt is holding the accuracy strong. It's keeping him in this. It's a traded break, and that's going to favor Reedkatt.
Absolutely, Zooty fighting another miss right after. Reedkatt building up the combo. He misses right there, but I don't think it matters too much. I think it's a little late. 100k lead. Zooty can't find any footing. It's a Reedkatt point on the board, Chillier.
That is going to be the one there. Reedkatt getting back into it on one of his picks. Just holding better at the beginning, trading the misses in the middle. Reedkatt is now on the board. xootynator still has that consolidated break point down, but it is a strong start to what could be a good run here for Reedkatt. A decent lead there, 2% Ack, about 100,000 on the score. Reedkatt, we talked about him being a great tech player. He's good at these, kind of big spaced aim requirement picks here. And those cross-screen cuts favoring him at the beginning. Zooty just misaiming those a little bit more often. It is now 3-1. Reed 2 points down, potentially 1 point down if he's able to find a break point on this next pick here. A lot of the Hard Rock pool still open, which Reedkatt is a fairly skilled player at. We used to, kind of see Reedkatt touch on that Hard Rock pool pretty often in 1v1 tournaments. xootynator, a great aim player as shown through this match thus far as well. We're looking for her to potentially look for that as well, but there's a lot of nomads left, and there it is, the nomad one. As we mentioned, the aim from xootynator, she knows that she is feeling consistent today.
Yeah, absolutely. Nomad 1, the xootynator classic. It's about as classic of an aim map as you can get. Now, we are fixing some problems with the stream real quick, so we're going to be on this BRB screen real quick, and then we will get right back to the match.
I'm looking forward to the rest of this one here. I think there's a lot left on the table here. We talked, the being down at the beginning of matches, you often see some players get flustered. Some players really know how to deal with it. And in a scenario like this, Reedkatt's got to get this momentum back as soon as possible. We're going to get right back into this match now as we get everything all settled. Reedkatt versus xootynator. This is... I think this may be one of the more anticipated matches of this weekend, just based on the high status of these two players here. And they're really delivering with some of these performances so far. Very high scores. This map pool fairly difficult. We saw qualifiers last weekend with some absolutely cutthroat performances between the top players. And they're showing off the best of what they got on this pool here. But Nomad 1 for xootynator. This is exactly what she's known for, this big aim consistency styled maps here. Reedkatt might be a quintessential mechanics player here, but man, if there was ever a player that stood at the front of your mind for aim right now, it's probably xootynator. But that means she's got a lot to live up to on this Nomad 1.
Absolutely. It is entirely important that neither of these players get psyched out thinking about how good the other could play on this map. This is your classic. It's the raw aim. It's sometimes awkward, sometimes that comfortable aim. It's 210 BPM. It does not pull its punches at all. and it will be a scary map. I think we will see a break from one of the players. The question is who?
Yeah, really get those Nomad 1 nerves, the jitters, maybe just finding one quick miss-aim sometimes in these picks. It really does happen all too often. Sitting at 4 minutes leaves plenty of time for it. We're going to get a little bit of a slow intro to the map as we get into these first big jumps here. These are really difficult. You know, I think it's kind of underrated how hard these 210 BPM back and forths are as you go from top to bottom here. You know, watching, for all these of you watching, this is the type of Nomad 1 where you do see those little mis-aims here and there. It's hard to be consistent with these big jumps, even for players of this caliber. Both looking good at the start. We're looking for some high scores out of these two players. I'd say these are maybe two of the best aim players that we're going to be seeing throughout the weekends.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked before about how Reedkatt is a really good Hard Rock player, and that just kind of like naturally applies some aim skill to you, just playing Hard Rock all the time. And it's giving him a bit of a buff going into the Nomad 1, even if Zooty is kind of considered the more quintessential aim player. I'm not sure that really counts Reedkatt out. But we'll see. We're about to head into the first Ki.
Here we go. Back into some huge jumps here. Let's see what happens right after these slow sliders. Getting back into it. Let's see what happens with both of these players here. We've got two fantastic aim players duking it out on the huge jumps thrown throughout Fake here. Neither player finding any trouble with this fantastic accuracy, precise, snappy aim from both. This really is some of the best gameplay you're going to catch here. But it's going to be Reedkatt finding the break on xootynator's pick. He's going to go down halfway through the map. An absolutely tragic spot to break in. That is going to cap his score at 650,000, assuming he full combos the remainder of this pick here. He has to hope for a break from xootynator, who is holding some of the most flawless unstable rating I have ever seen on a Nomad 1 in a tournament.
Yeah, she's looking scary, and we see the breaks. xootynator should know now that she's in the lead and that she just has to hold it. It's a scary spot for Reedkatt right now.
Is what you get. You've got an aim player who can set 1,000 performance point plus aim scores going up on a 7-star Nomad 1. Are we surprised she's comfortable? No. Is it still amazing? Absolutely. Still holding this down. Both players, Reedkatt recovering well from that early break. They're halfway through there. But it really is just coming down to what happens in this final Ki here. Coming up a quarter of the way remaining. It's a 200,000 score deficit for him.
Yeah, now Reedkatt does have that slight chance if he holds, but he needs Zooty to break right now, and I just don't think she is. She hits the hard slider pattern. Here we go into the last Ki. It's a Zooty game as Reedkatt finds another break.
She's got it. xootynator is the one holding the cards in her hands right now. She's got it. Reedkatt's finding more breaks into the back and forths at the ending. xootynator still with some super snappy aim coming out on that full area. Of course, from xootynator, we expect to see some of the most beautiful aim in the game on that area. And into the final jumps, and she does not miss. 99.81% accuracy in climbing. Reedkatt 99.2 with the misses coming in, and this is going to be xootynator's third full combo of this match coming out. Now she is up 4-1 on her own pick. 3 100s, 5 100s for Reedkatt, 5 misses. And that is just what you love to see. No slider ends dropped. Full perfect combo coming out. Reedkatt goes back to his pick. He has to continue this run as xootynator continues on a tear through this pool. Consistency continuing to shine through the dark here. We've got 3 Hard Rock picks left. I'm waiting for Reedkatt to start to branch out into that.
Yeah, it could be Hard Rock. We could also see Nomad 2. Zooty not really comfortable on that kind of map. Reedkatt does have options. It's just a matter of picking the right one in the face of this absolutely terrifying player.
You really do have to be worried about catching either of these players on a good day, and it looks like Reedkatt catching Zooty on some serious gameplay today. She came out here ready to win and putting it all out there right now. 4 points. Gonna be going into the No Mod 2 for Reedkatt. xootynator knows it too. There it is. For those of you unfamiliar with Reedkatt's solo performances, this is one of the most talented mechanical stream players in the game. Very underrated with performances that trump some of the best stream players known throughout the history of this game. Reedkatt sits right up there on his throne with them. Some plays as known as Hard Rock on Troopers of the Stars, Yomi Yori, Voice in the Dark, Hard Rock, Heavenly, pretty much every Hard Rock stream map you can think of, Reedkatt probably has a score on at one point or another. Sun, the Moon, and the Stars, of course, one of the most difficult stream maps out there right now. This is Reedkatt's skill set. We talk about Zooty aim. It's Reedkatt flow streams. Looked good on the double time 4. Gonna go in, try and get a second point on the board. We're gonna get right into the start of 115. Let's see what happens here. A big start. This map does not let up at any point. Reedkatt's gonna find a bit of an under aim at the start here. Let's hope that's just shaking off some uncertainties at the start here, but it's not gonna be what he wants to see here. Very uncharacteristic from Reedkatt. xootynator holding the double S, kind of as expected.
Yeah, a bit of a question mark. Zooty a little bit confused at how Reedkatt broke in that intro, but it's not going to matter too much. As you know, we're getting into the meat of the map now, and xootynator has more of a chance of breaking here than the intro. Reedkatt will be able to even it up if she does. And I think she will eventually. It's just a matter of when.
It's gonna be interesting to see, though. This map is fairly difficult, but it's certainly not out of xootynator's range of being able to tap. It is only 200 BPM, which is fairly comfortable for her. And Reedkatt's act drop from all those misses at the beginning is gonna leave him with some seriously undesirable accuracy going into the latter half of this map as we approach that halfway point. Doing well for himself to bring the combo back up, but it is all on xootynator right now. Ball is in her court. She holds it. Reedkatt's got to find a way to steal it back.
Yeah, you're seeing Reedkatt's getting nervous. There's a bit of a shake to his cursor now. He understands that he's losing this map. This might be his last chance to put a point on the board. There's another break. Zooty's still holding.
Reedkatt with some of the most uncharacteristic breaks we have ever seen from him on a No Mod 2 right now, and xootynator putting out the performance that she needed to beat Reedkatt. I'm sure this is exactly what she wanted to happen here. Holding the combo into a quarter of the way left into the map. Coming into the final section here. It is a 700,000 score for xootynator and climbing almost at 400k for Reedkatt. And that's just going to be it for this map here. There's not enough node density here, I think, at the ending. And this might have been Reedkatt's last chance to get back into this match, as xootynator will go up to match point on this pick with Reedkatt still only 1 on the board. Into the ending stream here. This is probably the hardest stream of the map coming in at the ending. Both players looking good, but it's still xootynator. And that's going to be it. Drops 100 on the last slider, and xootynator 4 FCs now on this match of the 5 points she has, going to match point on her own pick. And Reedkatt has now entered the do or die zone.
Zooty now FCing over half the maps, and at match point, she's in a great position. She can feel comfortable picking whatever she wants, basically. It is terrifying right now if you're Reedkatt.
Man, I wasn't too surprised about the No Mod 2 pick from Reedkatt, but some really, really awkward misses there. Just not confident in the aim from what we could tell. It was just under and over aiming some of those different spacings there. It's going to be a free mod 1 from xootynator. She's going to go into the aim again. Exactly what she's been looking at this entire match. And the Hard Rock pool remains untouched into 6 picks through now. Absolutely nothing out of it. We're going to have the entire DT. I wonder if she meant DT1 by the, I don't know. She meant Hard Rock 2? Question mark?
What?
Did she not mean DT1? I kind of just assumed.
Sure.
All right.
We'll go with it. You know what? Hard Rock 2 is free mod 1. Everybody knew that. I mean, it was obvious from the second that she said it that this pool definitely has a free mod 1, which is actually Hard Rock 2.
My brain cannot comprehend the sheer strategic picking that is occurring in this match. This is pre-planning strategy like we have never seen on gameplay before occurring on this stream.
Let her cook, man. What can I say?
She's going for it. It's gonna be Hard Rock 2, I guess. Knight Rider. It is still AIM. Just happens to be CS 6.5. Something that Reedkatt is generally fairly good at, the Hard Rock skill set here, but certainly do not count xootynator out. Very proficient aim player herself. Going to be able to hold her own on this Hard Rock. It really is just going to be that accuracy. You can see Reedkatt just a little bit more comfortable with the early act on this one. Going to drop a couple hundreds on that stream there, but holding the combo down.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be the classic story, right, of just full area player gets instant buff on precision, especially on this like earlier round precision. I don't really see either of these players struggling. It might even come down to an act battle, honestly.
I wouldn't be surprised. Unfortunately for Reedkatt right now, he is losing that accuracy battle 98% to 99%. This map is fairly short though, so any hundreds here really are a big act drop for either of these players. xootynator remaining consistent. We're going to get a little bit of a build-up before we go into a lighter section before the ending here. Here's that light section we talked about halfway through the map. We've got one more big key eye at the ending, of course. If anyone knows the Zusao maps, it really does pick up right into the ending of the song most of the time. And it's no different for this on the RLC map here. Into these streams, it's going to come down to who finds the first break or the accuracy here. Both players comfortable. Reedkatt dropping hundreds continuously. xootynator just a little bit less frequent.
Reedkatt came so close to breaking every circle right there. That was insane that he held. He's shaking so hard. He's so nervous. And can you blame him? Zooty, that act is giving her so much right now. She's just holding on and on. So is Reedkatt. Oh, it's coming down to the last couple circles.
That's it, I think. There's not enough time. xootynator holding the act into the ending. It's too far gone, and the full combo from both players into the ending. But it's going to be xootynator with the 40,000 score. She will take the win 6-1 against Reedkatt in the round of 16 of the Roundtable 2 qualifier. She will be moving on to the next round of the tournament, as Reedkatt will unfortunately be falling out of the competition. Some absolutely stellar gameplay from her and a great response from Reedkatt on a few of these picks. Just not quite enough.
Now, if you are Reedkatt, you're very lucky. There is a loser's bracket to run through. And for xootynator, she'll be going on to fight Enri next week in the quarterfinals. A very exciting match. Congratulations to xootynator for winning against Reedkatt here. And good luck to both players next week.
Flashing the bracket up here. You can see xootynator moving on against Enri. You've got two hidden aim players going up against each other next week. Kind of, an interesting matchup there. Going to be exciting to see what happens with that one there. But with those two absolutely outstanding wins so far, and we're going to take a look at the losers bracket here. Reedkatt facing off against a Monocle down there in the lower bracket. We're going to be seeing some great players, again, with the caliber of this top 16. Even the losers bracket is just going to have some outstanding matches to go through here. So there really is a lot to look forward to between all of this. But that is actually, I believe, going to do it for us for our Saturday matches of the Roundtable 2 here, bracket stage in the round of 16. Our next match is going to be on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, 15 UTC. We'll start off with Xylus versus Ciccone. And then we'll have just basically a wall of matches. You have Xylus Ciccone, then MCY4 indoor camping, then Malashevsky Swick. Then we take a little break before we come back for Lolo234 versus Mustache, Malmir Kokoro versus Bartek, and Paquito versus Neneric to end off the weekend. There's a lot going on Sunday. Make sure you don't miss any of it here at twitch.tv/theroundtableLA.
That was a great weekend so far. 2 matches done, plenty to go. As Taikani mentioned, we'll be back tomorrow with a lot more exciting competition, but we'll hope to see you again then. I've been Chillier Perry. He has been Taikani. Stay classy, everyone. We'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, you and me fight like animals.